The first week I finished, I did the exam, both. Yo, the technical tabak, what?
It's a lot, right?
Yo, it's like, how did, like, I did it 3 times. So, like, I had the time to research the answers. But, like, if you don't implement it, like, it's, like, impossible, like, to, like, really, like, know it, except if, like, you just learn it. But the first one was easy. But the technical one, damn.
Yeah. So the whole goal of that wasn't you didn't have to pass, right? It was just more so of an assessment to see where you're at after you was done reading all the things that I gave you.
That was really
Um,
good. Good choice.
Thanks. So let me ask you a question. So did you end up passing? Just out of curiosity, because you say you took it 3 times, so I'm assuming you passed it on the third time.
Yes.
Okay,
But
okay.
like, it
It was
doesn't mean I
hard.
will pass it again.
All right. So let me know, what do you feel like you struggled with the most in terms of, like, is there any questions that you can recall from
Yes.
that test? Okay.
So, for example, what is the proper instrument to simulate Googlebot's activity in Chrome?
Okay. And so you feel like, and so what was the question, the answers that they gave you, the ones for you
So
to
it
select from?
was reverse DNS lookups. It was user agent overrider and user agent switcher.
Okay. And so what answer did you pick the first time? Do you have the actual, like, um the results of, like, when you didn't pass and then when you did pass?
No, I didn't. But all the question I did understand, I did copy and paste for so that after I will go back into it. So that question, like for me, it's like what the
Yeah, that question is not really a question that I would really worry about, because that's not something that, because they're asking you about Chrome, that's not something that you're going to use on a regular basis anyways. So I wouldn't even be too crazy about that. But if I had to guess for that answer, say the question and the answers again.
So what is the proper instrument to simulate Googlebot activity in Chrome? Is it user agent switcher? Is it user agent overrider or reverse DNS lookup?
It's definitely not reverse DNS lookup.
Okay.
It's, what was the other two? Over.
It's user agent switcher or user agent overrider.
I would say, I don't use Google. The reason why I said that's not even a big deal is because me personally, I don't use Google Chrome when I'm, like, crawling websites. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I use Screaming Frog. But if I had to pick one,
Oh,
yeah. So, but if I had to pick one, um,
switcher or
I would
overrider?
I would probably say Switcher.
Damn!
Is that it? Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. um. So anyways, yeah. So like, again, that question is not a question that I would really worry about, because, like, you're gonna use Screaming Frog. Like, you're not gonna use Chrome to
Mm.
crawl things. So I wouldn't really worry about that. What were the other questions
Let me
that you
see.
struggled with?
Another question I struggle with is okay. Well, this one was on me. I should have like do more research on it. But what are two? What are two? Sorry, what are two the most? Okay, they did a grammar error. What are two most? I don't know. What are two the most commonly known best practices to increase crawling effectiveness? So that was like easy. It was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
interlink relevant content with each other. But
yeah.
the other one was using link hubs, and that was an easy
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
but I that was
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yes. All right, so cool. So how many of them would, and the only reason I'm asking you this is because this will let me know how to like make the program and
yeah,
adjust the program going forward. What were the other ones? How many of them in total did you struggle with?
75%.
75%. All right.
Yeah.
So what you can do is send me you have all of them written down, all the questions written down, right?
Yes. All,
Send
all,
me
all the ones that I
that
wasn't
you
sure.
struggle with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Send me that in an email,
Perfect.
and I'm gonna create like a thing for you.
Yeah,
Uh,
and when you were like saying 2 weeks earlier that we were going to implement things,
yeah.
while I was doing that exam, I was like, okay, because okay, I see what we can implement, and what I saw also doing all the readings is that it was really good. Like I felt like in university it was really good because every website said like almost all the time the same thing, but
Yeah.
sometimes they said something different and they
Yep.
say it differently. So you and I will say like at least 35% of everything I read, like I read it or took the course already from those people. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, it's a reminder. So
Exactly.
so I feel now with on page SEO, like
You know it. It's nothing.
it's like what? It's
That's
like
why.
yo, I read the same thing over and over. Like my
Yeah.
God, but that's good. And
Exactly.
even link building, like
It's
I
like
took classes, but rereading everything, every people saying the same thing. I'm like, oh, so now I feel confident. But why I don't feel confident is uh like the structure, like what should I do,
yeah.
and also the technical. Like mark schema.org.
Schema markup.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
it's not that complicated, but I see like I need to practice
Yeah.
it.
Here's the thing with schema markup, you only use it when you need to. You know what I mean? And I can show you how to use it. It's not really hard. I don't know how to code it from scratch, but obviously you have the schema markup
Yeah,
website.
yeah. That's what I
Yeah,
do.
yeah. So I can show you how to apply it to different websites and stuff like that. That's not going to be too hard. But I'm glad that that refresher was helpful, and it made you realize like what you're strong at and what you're not as strong at. And that's essentially why I do it that way. You know what I mean? Because I want you to first understand that. Once you understand that, it's easy of how we're gonna continue to work together. So in this session, I think that I had like a normally what I do is I have like a deck prepared that I can walk you through. But some of the information that I sent you, I remember the last time we spoke, we went we kind of like went we kind of like skipped the beginner stuff, and we kind of like went straight into like, because I gave you some of the classwork for homework. So I know you read some of that stuff, like you read up on the algorithms and stuff like that, right? Like some of the
I read
algorithms.
I read everything.
Okay.
The only thing I didn't read is week 2, like hummingbird, but and the brain rank. I read it.
Rank.
Well,
Yeah.
it
So I'll let
was
you.
yeah, it was already in other lectures, but I need to really dive. Like I know, like really
I'll
what
give
you
you.
gave. Yeah,
I'll give you the gist. Rank brain is essentially a machine learning algorithm, right? And what it does is
yeah,
it looks at user signals to determine how well a page should rank. So for example, if you have a title tag and you have, your title tag is written really good and people are clicking on it, what happens is rank brain, the AI, looks at that as a ranking factor. And when it looks at that, it's like, okay, people are clicking on this page. So since they're clicking on this page, that's a signal to Google that they like this page. Let me push it up, right? So now another thing about these about rank brain is that not only does it look at the click-through rate, but it also looks at how much time the user is spending on the page. So if the user is spending 10 minutes on the page, right,
mm,
and they really enjoy it, and then they don't go to another page, like they leave the page, they got everything they needed, and then they're done, then Google is going to be like, okay, based off of this signal, we know that this is the right page to continue to show to other users. And it's because of rank brain. Okay.
yeah,
Also, in addition to that, if somebody does go to your page, right, and they click on your page, they read your page, they leave your page and go to another page, what happens is, yeah, RankBrain knows that as well. So it's basically a machine learning algorithm that pays attention to user signals. And that's why user experience is the most important thing right now. Because here's the thing, a link, if you build backlinks to your website, right? A backlink is extremely important. Don't get me wrong. A backlink could get you to rank on Google. But if I went on a page on 100 different browsers, right, or 100 different devices, and I clicked on the page, the person that I'm clicking on their website is gonna rank above you, who's just spending time building links. So that's why when you're doing things like optimizing your title tags, you want to use things like power words, right? Like things like the top secrets you should know, like clickbaity stuff that makes people want to click. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Right. So that is essentially what RankBrain is, a machine learning algorithm, right?
I won't forget it because I read it, and now you explained to me for sure. I will never forget it. I'll
Okay.
have your face in my head.
So I'll tell you. I'll tell you about Hummingbird. So Hummingbird was created as, so there's these things called like LSI keywords. Are you familiar with them?
Yes,
Okay.
100%.
Okay, so they're basically like semantic variations of a specific keyword, and Hummingbird was created so that Google can understand the context of what you're creating based off of the multitude of different terms surrounding that main topic. So that's why Hummingbird was created. So it's basically like a content type of algorithm that looks at the different related or semantically related terms.
Yeah, if you have a skyscraper as your keyword, you should have like maybe twin towers,
Yes, exactly.
building,
Exactly.
terrorists.
Exactly. you dumb.
Yeah.
You're funny, bro. Yeah. So that's what RankBrain and Hummingbird is. Now let me see what I have for you.
Canonical. Well, that I need to go back into it. But you remember when you told me which websites you want to work with?
Yeah.
While I was like doing the Semrush exam, I was like, okay, I should use the website I have traffic already on and a lot of content, because with that I will be able, like, it doesn't matter if I break my website because it's just practice.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah. So you want to do it on your website?
Well, on the one that already, not the new one that is like DarioMillard.com, because there's no traffic, but the other one there's like per
A lot
month
of
at
traffic.
least 2,000 unique visitors. So at least we can like.
Yeah. Okay, and one more thing I'll say regarding the canonical tag. A canonical tag, so I'll tell you what it is. A canonical tag is just a tag, like it's a snippet of code that you add to your page that lets Google know that that is the original page. The reason why that's created is because, let's say somebody takes your content and they try to like publish it on their website. When you have a canonical tag on your page, Google knows to only crawl your page and to give your page credit for that specific article, right? So that's why it's created. The reason why you should always have a self-referencing canonical tag on a page is just because it's best practices, right? It's not mainly because people are going to steal your content. Like, that doesn't happen all the time, but it's also just to have it there so Google knows, like, this is the original page at all times. Crawl this page whenever you get the chance. Prioritize this page over every other page, right?
Yeah.
It's also good if you want to create like a multitude of different pages. Like, if you want to create a multitude of different pages that utilize the same content, but you want Google to know that that is the original content, then you can use that self-referencing canonical tag on that page, and that page will always be prioritized in Google search. So that is essentially what a canonical tag is.
Also, if you had your website for a long time in HTTP and now you put SSL certificate, well, maybe you should put a canonical tag also, maybe.
You should use a canonical tag on a self-referencing canonical tag on every page of your website as
Okay,
best
perfect.
practices.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another reason why well, yeah, because like it's to avoid duplicate content, to let Google know that this is the original content, but also it's just standard best practices. So
Okay.
no matter when you're switching, whatever you're doing, you always want to use a canonical tag.
Okay. And the question is because a lot of those, like let's say that Canonical Tag in, I guess in WordPress there's a plugin for that, right?
You can use a plugin, or you could just use the headers and footer script plugin, which
Okay.
is not a plugin. It's not a plugin for a canonical tag, but it is a plugin for like inserting code within a
Yeah. That I use. Yes.
Okay, yeah, you can
Okay.
use that.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Oh, okay. So it answers my other question was like, how do you do it like in other website, like let's say Shopify, but the same thing, like
Yeah,
just go into
pretty
the
much.
code. Yeah.
Yeah, you go
Okay,
into the
cool.
code and you place it in the header. Yeah. So cool. So what is the website that you wanted to kind of audit?
Okay, so what sorry, I'm gonna write it like
Sure.
because it's in French, so yeah. Okay, there's two because there's that one, that's the first one, and the second one I'll show you why. It's but I think you're gonna agree to do that one also. The second one is amoursolution.com.
Yeah.
So it's about guys that have problem with women, stuff like that.
Okay.
So the second one, when my SSL certificate was removed, I found that and I put it back on. My ranking went down even when I put it back on. And when I do my site double dot and my website, you know what I mean? You can see which page are indexed.
Yeah.
There's like none, almost none.
None of your pages are being indexed?
Well, maybe like 5, but I have like so many articles. If you take my first website
I
and
see
you
all of
do,
them.
yeah, for the first website,
No, for the second one.
amoursolution.com.
Yeah, I see all of them
Oh,
being
but maybe
indexed.
because maybe I did something. Going to your
Let
the
me
thing that you made me study. Let
I'm
me
gonna
just
share my screen.
yo, that'd be crazy.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I didn't put the
Nah,
Yeah, man.
I don't
Hold on.
see it. Only 5,
Oh,
4,
you're
4.
right. Okay. All right, so we can figure this out right now. So do you have access to Google Search Console?
Yes,
All right. Can you give me access? All you have to do is
yes.
just like share it with my
Let
email.
me give you access here. Search console.
And I could also just crawl this and screaming frog.
Okay. Guess
How old is this website?
maybe at least 2 years. I guess at least 2 years.
All right.
User and permission. Add user. Full Dre. It's let me see your email. I forgot.
Dresean R@gmail.com. That one. You can share with that one.
Okay, that one. Okay, I have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were being indexed initially, and then they just got removed.
Okay, well, I didn't go through like writing site double dot my website, but what I noticed is I was starting to I had more article internal linking, and I was starting like to see like my keywords like beating top rated sites,
Yeah.
and the moment like I receive a notification you have to renew your SSL certificate, and yeah, I didn't do that. So like
Oh, you
everything
didn't. You
disappeared.
didn't do it. You didn't renew it
Well, I
until
renewed it after, but
yeah.
after it
But
never
how
came.
long? For like in the span of how
Well,
long?
maybe 6 months, something like that.
All right, that's why. Because when you don't have an SSL certificate, I'm assuming that's why. When you don't have an SSL certificate, it shows people this error, right? Like when people click on your website, it shows them
Yeah, there
this
was an
error.
error for a long time.
So people were going to your website and they were like, "Man, I'm not gonna read this. This looks like some scam type of website," and then they left. You know what I mean? And then that can impact your rankings, because people, they're not gonna, like, if you pull up a website that doesn't have an SSL and Google's preventing you from opening up
Yeah,
this.
there was a message or error like
Exactly. So that's
and
why. That's why.
okay, maybe because the confiance réussite one, I
Yeah.
had that notification, but only for a few days because I noticed my ranking went so down. So when I received for the other one, like I renewed it like maybe like only 1 week after, a few days after. So maybe
Yeah.
that's why. But
Yeah.
how do we fix that? Is it possible or?
It's just a matter of trying to put out content again, updating your pages, doing a full thorough audit, trying to make sure that you're just making sure you're updating everything,
Yeah, I
right?
haven't
Because
updated nothing.
yeah, because like, I mean, so here's the thing though, you were ranking, but what terms were you ranking for? Because if you look at the data right here,
Mhm.
this doesn't have that much, clicks. So people weren't really coming to this. Oh, you said it was over 6 months though, right? So let me look at the last year.
Well, when I received clicks, it was at least 1 year ago. Like,
Oh, I see right here.
what? Let me see. Search terms, performance. Maybe like 16 months. Let me put that
Yeah, I
last.
see it. I see it.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I see the clicks. Like, well, like the search term. Like,
Yeah, you were getting clicks, and then
no, but and it's not a field where there's a lot of competition, but it's like about how to like make love to a woman or how to get back your ex. Well, the ex, that's more competition, but I was, come seriously, like I know there was a website I did like, not farming, Silo's website. He built so many websites and like linked toward each other. And I was starting to beat him. And I was like, oh, wow. Like I left the site for a few months. I did a lot of work, left the site. I'm like, hey, I'm saying to
Wait, what the
right.
hell? What's all this?
What?
Wait, I'm looking at something on your website. You have a lot of pages, man. What are these pages?
Oh, so what the heck is this? I don't know.
You don't know what this is?
No. Well,
This
it's because the reason why my website is messed up is because um I was trying like a new team and I just like
Yeah, you gotta get rid of. Do these pages still exist on your website?
uh,
Like
I
like
don't
on the
even remember when I did. Maybe my site
you have a
was
bunch of them.
spam. I don't know what the heck that is.
Wait,
What
yeah,
is?
you have a bunch of these. Like you have this one.
I never created that, and
All right,
I don't think a team can put
is
that on your
is this
website.
is this WordPress?
Yeah, WordPress. So maybe my site was hacked.
No, I don't think so. Can you log in and just share your screen with me real quick?
Okay, perfect. Yes.
So the first thing I would do, just let you know about this. So
Yeah.
obviously this started dropping off, right? I mean, it was never really getting that many clicks to
No,
begin
no,
with.
no, 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 not
You,
that many.
yeah, not that many. So what I would do is I would kind of just like create, like first off, I would look at all the terms you were getting clicks for. So identify all the terms you were getting clicks for. Go to queries, right? See which ones were bringing in the most clicks for each of your pages. As a matter of fact, I'll show you how to do this right now. This could be like a thing that you learned today.
Okay, perfect.
So
I'm on my site. Just before, let me just give you also access to the other one. The other one is fine.
yeah.
Let me just give you access. Where are you? Settings.
Well, I don't need access right now because I'm just gonna show you this real quick. So look,
Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
yeah. So look at this. So this is what I would do with this. Okay.
Okay.
First off, you already know what terms you were getting traffic for, right?
Yeah,
You already know what terms you're getting traffic for. So what you need to do is you need to go through each one of these pages and pull the queries from each one of these pages. So this is what I would do. I would go here, go into queries, right?
yeah.
Export this, download as an Excel file,
Uh-huh.
okay? And I'm gonna show you this. So come here. All right, so now you can see like all of the queries, right? And you can also see the page that it was mapped to. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this page. Actually, before we do that, paste this back. Let me enable editing. So I'm gonna show you how to do this, and then I'm gonna let you build out a whole, because this is gonna be like a content audit. So I'm gonna show you. This is gonna be like a full content audit. So look, this is what you're gonna do. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna, or I shouldn't call this a content audit. Maybe like a keyword map audit type of thing. But you'll see what I mean. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna take these terms, right? You're only gonna do the top 10 terms. You're gonna delete all the other ones because you want to clear out the noise. There's no point to have all these terms. So let's just clear out the other ones, right? So delete. All right. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna come here. Actually, you're gonna come back up here and you're gonna say URL right here, right? You're gonna come back up here. You're gonna take this URL. You're gonna add it here, and then you're gonna drag this down.
Are you moving your mouse?
Yeah, you can't see it?
It's like the screen froze. Maybe I'm not in the good screen.
Wait, what do you see? You see
I see oh man, I know why. I think I know why. Sorry, wait. Zoom.
wait, I think I know what's going on. All right, hold on.
I see you.
All right, look. Can you see now?
Yeah, perfect.
All right, so let me restart. So this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna come in here, you're gonna export the list from Search Console, right?
Yeah.
After you export the list from Search Console, you're gonna take this, you're gonna copy, actually don't copy yet. You're gonna you only want the top 10 terms, okay?
Yeah.
You only want the top 10 terms. So we're gonna delete these. I used to know the short code to just do this faster, but I forgot to do it. Shortcut. All right, we're gonna delete these, okay? And then, whoops, that's the top 11. How do I do this again? I need to learn the.
You want to put just the position one or?
No. I wanted to like, there used to be this shortcut that I used to use, but I forgot how to use it. Oh, wait, I did it again. All right. So you're gonna delete this, right?
Yeah.
After you delete this, what you're gonna do is you're gonna insert a column right here, and you're gonna call this column URL, okay? Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this URL and you're gonna paste this URL over here. And then you're gonna drag this down, okay? Now, once you do that, you can delete all this other data. You don't really need it. And I'm gonna show you why in a second. So delete all this data. And I'm gonna send you this video afterwards. I gotta send you the other one too, but I'm gonna send you both today.
Perfect.
But so now we okay, so now we have this URL, right? We have these queries that we were already getting clicks for, right? Mapped to these URLs. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this for like, let's do this for like 5 more URLs because this can be a little time consuming. And I know we want to go through a lot of things. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the next one, right? And I want you to do this like when we're done today. I want like this same thing that I'm showing you. I want you to do this for every single page that has clicks, okay? Every page that has clicks. And then when we meet the next time, I want you to bring it back to me with what you have, okay? So look, so now you come in here, do the same thing here. You're gonna export this list. And I'm going to show you why in a second. I'm just going to do it to 5 of these because I want you to see the repetition, kind of get the hang of it, see what I'm doing, and then I'll explain to you what I'm going to do after. So same thing here. You're going to include this, call this URL, take this, go all the way down, right? Delete. Then you're going to take the URL here, right? Gonna paste it in here, pull this down, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take these metrics and put it into that original spreadsheet that you were already working on. So you wanna like get all this data and put it in one spreadsheet. You don't want it in multiple spreadsheets. You just want it in one spreadsheet, okay?
Yep.
And then you're gonna delete this right here, right? And I'm telling you, like when you see the output of this, you're gonna be like, yo. All right. So look. So then, what you're gonna do is, by the way, do you plan on writing your content yourself, or are you planning to offload it to somebody else for
I
this
plan
website?
to give it to someone else.
Great. This is a process right here. Like this, you know how you wanted to learn processes? This is a process right here. So look, we're
Nice.
gonna do this again to another page. Okay. And I'm even gonna go more in depth to show you some other stuff with this that you can do. We're gonna, export. It's very manual. It is very manual, but when you see
That's
the
perfect.
output, yeah. All right, look. So, all right. So this is the other page, right? So again, we're gonna remove the top. We're gonna keep the top 10. We only need to know the top 10 because the top 10%, the top 10 keywords are what's gonna be driving the most traffic, right? All the time. Same thing for like your website. Like the top 10, pages on your website are always gonna drive majority of your traffic. So here's what we want to do. Paste this in here. Pull this down. URL. Actually, we don't even have to say URL because we're not even going to use this sheet. So we're going to take the same data, right? And then we are going to paste this in here. Okay. I'm going to do it for 2 more of them, but you kind of get the point though, right?
Yeah.
This part. All right. So let me just show you what we're going to then do. So what we're then going to do is we're going to take this, right, and make this into a pivot table. Put this into a pivot table, and this is the best part I love about this. So what we can do here is we can pull the URL, so we can see the URLs that we have. Put a query, we can see the queries mapped to the URLs, right? Pull the clicks right here, right? So now we can see the clicks. We can see which keywords are driving the most thing as long as we filter it. Let's continue. We're gonna pull this data right here. Click-through rate, impressions. You don't really need position. Okay. Now, if you want to pull ranking data, you can pull ranking data. Now, here's the thing. This is what you're gonna then do with this. Okay. Now you know the top keywords that were driving traffic to your website, right? So now what you're gonna do is, now if you have a tool like, I don't know if you ever heard of Surfer before.
No.
Surfer, all right. It does cost money, but it's a really good tool. I would advise you. You don't have to use it. There's another way to do this in a more manual way. I don't even pay for it. My friend pays for it. I use his account. But it's a really good tool to show you basically how to optimize against your competitors. So I'm gonna show you right now. So now we already know the keyword. We already know the queries based off of the data that we saw, right? Based off of, what we were already getting clicks for. Now, the difference between this approach and the approach that you might see most SEOs take is that they don't listen to Search Console. They just do random keyword research and they just throw the keywords on the page and hope that it ranks. But Google's already showing us the data. So we need to utilize that data in order to make the best decisions, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go in here, right? And in Surfer, what you can do is you can pick,
It's France or Canada. France
right,
or
so let's do Canada, right?
right, France, because
France,
we
all right.
so not many people and it's so cold. Not many people want to live here.
All right, so we take this term, right? What we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in this analyzer, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna click create a query. Okay. This is a whole process, because now I'm going to show you how exactly to provide recommendations to your content writer, how to map all this thing together, how to optimize your SEO in a scientific way that most SEOs aren't doing, which will allow you to rank above all of your competitors. I guarantee you, if you try this method and you do this for like 6 months with your website, you'll see results, like guaranteed.
Perfect.
So just wait for it to load a little bit.
I
In the
would
meantime,
just like to mention, if we ever put this online to people watching, it's really, how do I say that? Respectful. The
yeah,
tips suggestions are really respectful. I know like the keywords can shock, but just to let you know, if you read the article, it's really respectful.
what does the keyword mean? What
The
does it mean?
keyword, well, it's the vulgar way to say how to make love to a woman. So it's how to F a woman. But it's because there's a lot of there's to people listening, because in French there's a lot of people searching for that keyword. So it's
Yeah.
not I to people listening, I also did an article on the word love, but a lot of people are using the vulgar term, but it's respectful, the article, if you read
Everybody, if you're watching this, if I decide to upload
it.
this on YouTube, go to his website right now so that we can get his website ranking. All
Cool.
right. Let me see something. So while we're waiting for that, what you're gonna want to do, because this is gonna take probably a little bit. It's like type this on Google, right? Whoa. All
But the
right.
first one is legit. The first
All
one is
right. All right. Type this on. Hey man, I'm not knocking the hustle. Type this on Google, right? And then you want to see what the pages look like that's ranking for that term. Okay. And you want to know how much content they have. And you're gonna see that in this results, but you just want to get an idea of what it looks like so you can know how you want to make your content. So one thing we can see is that this is sort of like a long form listicle, right?
yeah, really.
Long form listicle because it has numbers counting down. You can see, all of this stuff, right? All of these terms and all how everything is, and you can see the images, right? And you can see the images. So what you need to pretty much identify is, what is this person doing that you're not doing, right? What is this person doing that you're not doing that you can implement on your website? So the page that you have that we're comparing to this is this page, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so this is the page that you have, and it is very similar, which is good.
But no
Um,
picture.
no pictures, no pictures. You gotta add videos because you can see that that's clearly a thing. Like you see what's coming up, X videos, right? Clearly a thing. Add videos. Let's see like what your title tag is looking like. All right, let's see what their title tag is looking like. So they probably have some type of like, I don't know what this means, but whoever,
Yeah. Well, that's a powerful keyword, like how to make her crazy.
right? Okay,
So
so
that's click to rate. This is good. And
right,
mine, I think if you click on the other one, my
it's straightforward.
well, it's good, but it's less like in your face.
Yeah, it needs to be in your face though.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know guys, that's what they want. They want to feel powerful.
it needs to be in your face.
Yeah.
This is taking long. Let me restart this tool. Let me refresh. Doesn't normally take that long. It's still going. Um, so the first part again is to identify these terms, and then you're gonna use Surfer to give you the recommendations for these terms. Just plug it in one more time, see what happens. I don't know why this is taking so long. It never takes this long. I
Maybe if
wonder,
you open another country, maybe if you open.
yeah, that's what I was thinking, but it's not gonna. We need to get the recommendations for this company. Um,
I mean, maybe you can open another, just another window, and maybe try it in Canada instead of France. There's less results, but
I can do it right here.
Okay, perfect. If you say it doesn't take that much time usually, so yeah, French. Perfect.
Yeah, it definitely never takes that long.
Maybe there's so much no results.
It's like going crazy.
Yeah, it's so thin. Like I noticed sometimes that with search term. Is there maybe another search term that we can use?
Now I'm gonna let this run because I don't want to use like this is not my tool, so I don't want to like he knows that I use his tool, but I don't want to like kill all his things. So let's wait for a little bit. While we're waiting for that, though, we can kind of assess some stuff because one of the things that I want to start doing as well is kind of like helping you with like the thought process and just like thinking on your feet. So what I want to go over right now as well while we're waiting for this stuff to kind of load is just some basic, you know, I just want to kind of assess where you're at in terms of how you're thinking about this stuff, right? Even further. So from an SEO perspective, conversion rate perspective, marketing perspective, big picture, holistic view, what is wrong with this page in your opinion? Like the moment we click on it, what's wrong with it?
Your name and optional description where you can introduce yourself and you're related. Also, I would have put the title before the image. I wouldn't put the date, January 20. And for the moment,
I'm gonna think a little bit harder. Like what's wrong with this page? Like if somebody comes to this page, right? Like what like how matter of fact, let me ask you this in a business sense.
yeah.
How would you capitalize off of this page right now as it exists? Like how would you make money from this?
Um,
What is it lacking?
oh, a call
That
to action. A call to action.
call to action, what else? What
Um,
type of call to action? What you know,
like a pop up of like uh, uh, get 5 tips, yeah, etc. But
but
my other website has it,
okay.
all that. It's
So
just
here's
that, yeah. Go.
the thing is like what else do you think is lacking in terms of like all right, so that's the conversion, and so it's lacking the pop-up. What is it lacking from an SEO navigational standpoint?
Um, other related articles. If you go down, I think. Yeah. Oh no, there's
They're there, but what do you think, like what could
internal linking, external linking.
well we didn't look at the well there is internal linking because these are linking to your other pages, right? And these are linking. Oh, that's
But
not a link.
probably there's internal linking because
No, it's definitely internal linking. Look, this is linking to the latest post is internal links to the other pages.
okay, I thought it was only in the body that was considered internal
No,
link.
no.
Okay.
So okay, so like what else? Like what is something that you see on most blogs that helps you navigate around the website?
Uh, I don't know.
All right, so I'll show you. So you know what breadcrumbs are?
Ah,
Yeah.
uh, that's something I have to look, but it's like your homepage,
Yep.
your big category, I don't know, how to make love to a woman,
Yes.
and after it's for
It's the page. It's basically the path of the pages,
okay,
right? So if you're on this page and is this a blog page or is this a service page?
a blog.
All right, so it would say something like home, blog, maybe category, like blog category, right?
Oh, okay. That will be in the URL or
That would be on the page itself. So let me show you.
I'm curious if the other guy is doing it. Let's after.
Look, this is a breadcrumb.
You. Oh, this. Yes, yes, yes.
Right. So this is not only good for navigation, this is also good for internal links, right? Because you're internally linking all of your pages together, all of your relevant pages together, which then signals to Google that all of those pages are related and allows Google to crawl all of those pages. Because remember what we spoke about in the first session, Google finds your pages through links, right? So breadcrumbs are extremely important
Perfect.
when it comes to, identifying relevance and stuff.
It's considered internal linking on a page a post. Yeah. It's
This
yeah. Is it
bread
considered?
yeah, breadcrumbs can act as internal links because you're internal linking from other pages to that page, right? So anything that is linking, or sorry, anything that is linked not from other pages, anything that's linking from that page to other pages is considered internal linking. So you're linking from this page to other pages and vice versa. So that's what I meant.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's good. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that. And
right.
I guess in Shopify it does it, I think, automatically, but in WordPress, I guess there's a plugin for it.
Yeah, you can download like Yoast SEO, or
Oh,
you can
Yoast
just,
SEO has it? Oh, wow.
yeah, Yoast SEO has it, or you can use Rank Math. Yeah,
But
but Yoast,
which one do you use for WordPress?
um, when I'm right now, like I'm actually, because my website got redesigned, I don't have breadcrumbs on my website. I'm about to implement them. Yeah, I had it before. I'm about to implement them. I'm about to re-implement them again. Um, but I'm gonna do it manually. Like I'm not gonna do it with any of this.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
gonna play in the code?
yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I look into it. Perfect.
Yeah. So use Yoast. It's easy. Like when I was using Yoast for it, it was really easy. It's like you could just literally turn it on Yoast, and then turn on, like they have like a short code that you just add to your page, and it automatically just adds it to there for you.
Okay,
You're
that's
done. That's
cool.
it.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So I'll do it.
All right. So this is taking a little long
Oh, I
still.
have it on my other website.
Yeah, breadcrumbs. Great.
Yeah.
Um,
But it's good that you told me because I
it,
had difficulty to understand what it was, but now you made
it solidifies the knowledge, right? Um, so this is taking a little long, but essentially what
but
I wanted.
can you do it with another keyword? I don't know, like in English or anything, like just so I can see.
Yeah, sure. So here's what let me see if it will work. I don't know. It might just be their servers or something. But
United States and you put an English keyword.
let's just say SEO.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while. But essentially what it would do is it would show you like recommendations based off of how many words and how many images and how many like it looks at all of the data that all of your competitors are using, and then compiles that data to compare your website to what they're doing. So then it tells you exactly how many terms you would need to add, how many words you would need to add in order to outrank your competitor. Right.
Oh,
It's a
wow.
it tells you the exact number. So what I was going to show you is basically taking those keywords that we've already identified in Search Console, now having that main pivot table just to have those keywords mapped to that URL, but then also having a pivot table of recommendations of how many times you need to add that specific keyword on the page to rank for that main term, or how many times you need to add other related keywords on that page to rank for that main term, or
Yeah.
how many words of content you need, or how many there's a multitude of different ways that this kind of there's a multitude of different things and metrics that this tool pulls and shows you, and it's really helpful when you can take it and just implement it on your website. Now the good thing is that if you do it this way, because I know you said you wanted processes, right? You wanted to processize everything, which is not a word, but I just made it up. I know that you said you wanted to do that. So what this does is, like, now imagine you take this to someone, you build this out, you take this to someone, you have the pivot table with the recommendations, the word count, the words that they need to add, how many words they need to add, all that other stuff, right? And it's easy to display to a content writer, like, look, this is the URL. These are the keywords that need to go to this URL. This is the words that need to also be assigned to this URL in order for us to rank for this term. This is how many words we need. Everything is done. Like, everything is done for you. See what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
you can take this same process and train somebody else on how to do it, and they can do the same thing for the entirety of your website. You know what I mean? And you
Yeah.
can replicate this process on a multitude of different websites.
Yeah.
But in order for me to accurately show you that, this thing needs to load.
Yeah, but you know what I'll do is I'll take a trial period and I'll
So
try it by my
this
own.
is what you do. Take a trial period. Shoot me an email once you get it. Once you get it, shoot me an email. I'll create a Loom video where I'm walking you through the steps of doing this, and you can see exactly what to do, what you need to do, how to do it, and how to create the same thing. This is going to be extremely crucial when you're doing content, because you're going to know how to optimize your existing pages. And then after that, I can also show you how to map your keywords to new URLs and then optimize for those existing URLs based on the on-page perspective and trying to rank above your competitors. So this is really good. This is a really good tool. I definitely recommend it. It's just taking really long today for some reason. But hopefully that was, like, really insightful. I don't know a lot of people that utilizes this method, but again,
Can you use it if you don't have any traffic yet on your website?
yes,
Word.
yes, because what it does is it tells you exactly what you need to add to your website to rank for those
Okay,
terms.
I see. Okay, that's good. That's good. So yeah, definitely, like, I'll test it out. I think I'll use it for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So that's the first thing. The next thing is, so we were going to do. So here's what I want you to do. So I'm gonna write this down. We were supposed to do a tech audit, or, like, briefly go through a tech audit today, but I think, I know, because we have like 15 minutes left. I think what we should do is so I want to give you some things to do, and I want you to, like, send it back to me, and I'll review it, and after I review it, I'll give you feedback. We can talk about it next time, but I want you to do that content audit first. So actually, I don't even have to write this in here. I'll just write it in Basecamp.
For the content audit, can we use my other website that is, like, more professional?
Yeah, you can do it on both. Just follow those same, like,
Yeah, I'll do
procedures.
on both. Yeah,
Yeah,
perfect.
you can do it on both. Send it to me. But let me just write that down real quick. So we're gonna do conduct. In fact, just leave it like this. So that audit template that you have that I gave you, I also want you to utilize that to do an audit, and then I want to look at your audit,
Can
and
you
we're
say that
gonna
the audit what that you gave me?
the audit template, the one that you got from the email. Remember, you told me you got, like, the audit template from the email list, and that's what made you want to.
Oh yeah, I was looking for it, like, because I have so many emails from you. I wasn't able to find that. Do you remember the name of the email? Well, okay, it's audit, Dresean audit, if I write it, so I'll find
Yeah,
it.
I'll send it to you again. No worries. So let's just, before we jump off of this, are you familiar with Screaming Frog at all?
I'm not familiar with it, but I've saw people use it, and some people show me stuff on it.
All right, cool. So let's
But
just run.
definitely, I'll use it because I started working in an agency, and whatever I want, they're giving it to me.
Oh, it's free. It's like 500 URLs,
Oh,
free.
okay, perfect.
Yeah. So, so you working at an agency now? Are you doing SEO there?
Yes. So the guy is training me with in his method. I didn't start yet. This week I want to start.
Great. So there's a couple of things that I'm gonna teach you too. Then about like we'll do this on the next call, but like we're gonna like do some like role playing and go through like me as a developer, you as an SEO, you trying to pitch an idea to me because you're gonna be working with developers that's not gonna see the value in what you're doing. So you have to like from an SEO perspective, you got to know how to speak to a developer. Then also another thing is client well you know how to you are you comfortable with like talking to clients and like having because one of the so do you feel that you are good at like listening to a client's pain points and after hearing a client's pain points writing notes and then creating a deliverable based off of the pain points that the client has mentioned and then delivering on that
Um,
because that requires a lot of listening and I have like a couple client phone calls that I record of my clients, and we could listen to some of my client calls. You could take some notes. We could go over how you should take notes and what you should listen for, and how you should, kind of speak to.
well, yeah, yeah. Well, I have a lot of practice because I was trained in my other agency how to do it. I listened to calls and someone was with me and gave me feedback. In SEO less, but I think I'm getting better. Like, yeah, so yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's just run over this real quick. I'm gonna give you like a brief overview. Screaming Frog is like one of the best tools that you can use. It's 500 URLs, free. If you want more than 500 URLs to crawl, then you have to pay for it. The subscription is like $150 a year. It's definitely worth it. It's really cheap, and it allows you to kind of audit your website and figure out all the things that might be wrong with your website. So there's a lot of things here, right? There's a lot of different status codes and a lot of different, uh, uh, just like
Yeah,
ways that you can view.
200, it means it's okay, it's fine.
Right. There's a lot of different ways you can view, um, the data here, right? Because like if you click something over here and you click something over here, it changes in both spots, right? So if I was to click right here again, you would see this part highlighted. But if I was to click right here, you would see this highlighted, but you would also see that it jumps right here. So there's two different ways to view it, to navigate the tool. You can navigate it from this side or you can navigate it from the top, right? That's kind of important to know, just so you know that so you don't get confused when you are looking at the stuff on this website now or on this tool. Now there are again, you can see the status codes, you can see what's right, what's good, what's wrong, what's bad, what you need to fix. What I like to look at on this specific tool is like, for example, look at how many of these 404s you have on your website. The thing is that you want to identify of all these 404s how many links are going to these 404s, right? Because this could be wasted link juice that you could be sending to your homepage or you could be sending to another page on your website. But there's so many 404s here, so it needs to be fixed.
Maybe that's maybe I thought maybe that's why. Maybe that's why, because maybe it's when I made the switch.
No, here's the thing: when 404s aren't necessarily, they're bad for crawlers. Search engines cannot crawl 404s, right? They do not, the page comes up to a crawler as non-existent. So that means that they don't even know that this page exists. Where 404 pages are really bad though is if you have either internal links pointing to these pages that used to exist that no longer exist, or if you have external links pointing to these pages and you're getting uh, a lot of link equity being pointed to these pages.
Okay.
In addition to that, if these pages are being indexed, right? If they are not being indexed, right? And not only are they not being indexed, but there is no link juice pointed to it, and none of your internal pages are being pointed to these 404 pages, then in most cases you do not have to use a 301 redirect. Actually, in many cases, I'd probably just 410 them, right? When you 410,
Yeah, no, not existent, and I don't want it to hear about it anymore.
Exactly. So in that case, I would do that. One thing to note though is that you also have like a 503, which is normally a server issue. To deal with server issues, you can call your hosting provider and ask them like why you're having these issues, and they can let you know. That's what I do for server level stuff. If you want to dig a little bit
I,
deeper than that,
I have a quick question. Like I see like for the 404 that there's the URL, but slash no link. What does that mean?
that could just be literally like what the link was called. Like
No
that could
link?
be, yeah, that could be like what it was. That is literally the URL. Like it's the,
That's crazy.
yeah, whoever, like whatever theme you utilize to import this, that's the URL that they had.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
cool.
that's why you're seeing that. Now, one thing to note is that when you're using Screaming Frog, there's a bunch of different ways that you can crawl different websites. You can adjust this in the configurations tab. So if you come up here, what you always are gonna want to do is when you're adjusting the user agent, you
Mm-hmm.
want to crawl as Google smartphone bot. Why? Because you know Google's mobile indexing first, right? So you always want to see how it looks from a mobile perspective rather than a desktop perspective, because mobile is prioritized over desktop. Now that is index results, but because of that, you should also look at how the crawler is crawling your mobile pages. So if we was to click on this, if we were to look at this, we can see that we can see all of the different types of user agents and bots that you can utilize, right? So you can look at it from Bing, you can look at it from Yahoo, DuckDuckGo, but obviously Google wins 90% of the market share. I believe it's like 92%, I believe, of the market share. So obviously prioritize for Google and you'll do well on every other platform for the most part. So what you're going to want to do, obviously, again, is, or not obviously, but what you're going to want to do is always utilize the smartphone, prioritize smartphone over desktop, and prioritize utilizing Googlebot over Screaming Frog Bot, right? Or what do they call it? Yeah, Screaming Frog SEO Spider. Then you're going to want to crawl your pages and see what is being returned so that you can see how Google is seeing the data, right? So if we do this, we can see everything. Okay, I'm not going to let it crawl every single page, but I'm just trying to give you a gist of what I'm speaking about. In addition to that, some of the things to audit within this tool is obviously the response codes. You already know that. Looking at,
No, no, no. What do you mean response code?
response codes like the 404s,
Oh, okay,
500
yeah, okay,
status,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
200s, redirects, stuff like that. Um, then you want to look at your page titles, right? You want to see like if your page titles are over 60 characters. If they are, then you know that you need to make them shorter. But you also want to pay attention to the pixel length, right? Because the pixel length is what Google is actually looking at. You can have a a a a uh, a page that has 60 characters and it can still be truncated. Why? Because it goes back to the pixel length. So you want to
What's
look
a
at,
pixel link? What do you mean?
so the pixel length is just like the it's the number of pixels that specific uh page has, or not page, characters that you're using within that page has, like the actual text, the actual word. Each to my understanding of pixels, each uh each like letter has a pixel, right?
Yeah.
Like each letter has a pixel. So sometimes even if you're within the correct character count length, the pixel width might still be too much.
Are you
So
talking the URL or on
no,
the
no, no,
page?
no. The actual title. So matter of fact, I'll show you this tool. So this is a free tool you can use to check it. So title tag counter to the web, something like that. Right here. So you can utilize this tool, right? It's totheweb.com/learning. I'll send it to you. It's too long. But you could come here and this is what you're going to be looking at. So you type in this stuff, right? And you see where it says pixel length, like the pic
Okay, I see
is,
what you mean.
all
Yeah.
right. So now here's the thing. People are going to, so the optimal length for the character count for Google is 60 characters. But you can have a title that's 60 characters and it will still be truncated on Google. So you want to prioritize, don't look at the character count, look at the pixel length.
Yeah, now it makes sense.
Okay, yeah. So and you can also see that reflected here, right? So yeah. So you want to use that. So that's some of the stuff you can look at with Screaming Frog. Screaming Frog kind of shows you the pixel length. Then you can look at that same data for meta descriptions, H1s. Well, actually not for H1s, but you can look at some of the data with H1s. If your pages are missing H1s, if they are, then you should add them to the page, right? And that H1 should contain some variation of your keyword, because the H1 describes to Google what your page is about, obviously, right? Basic on-page stuff, you get it. So yeah, so you can see self-canonical tags. You can create a sitemap with this. You can identify orphan pages. So look at this real quick. So you can identify orphan pages right here. So orphan page is a page that is not being linked to, right? So it has no links being pointed to it. So you want to identify those pages on your website, because that will allow you to know where there might be some issues with your crawl budget. Like Google might not be able to find this page, and then you might not be able to utilize your crawl budget effectively. You can find multiple pages like that. If you export this data, you'll see those orphan pages. So keep that in mind. Another thing is that you can also look at like some visualizations. So you can look at the crawl tree graph, right? And what this allows you to see is like the depth of your pages. So you can see that anytime when you're starting at the home page, it's going to be a crawl depth of 0, right? The crawl depth is right here. The crawl depth is basically the amount of clicks it takes to get to this page. So it doesn't take any clicks to get to this page, right? Therefore, when Google comes here, this is the first place that they start at. But it's also like similar to like the page depth. Like people can only go to this page. They can only type in, yourwebsite.com, or I should say this is the starting page of your website. See what I'm saying? But all of these additional pages, like this would be a crawl depth of 1 and also a page depth of 1, because these are it takes 1 click from the homepage to get to those pages. See what I'm saying? So it's basically one crawl depth in, because it also takes Google one page or one page. It's like one page from this page to crawl to that page to get to that page. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't see all my blog articles, so it means they are not indexed.
No, because if they were an index, it would tell you right here. The reason why you don't see all of them is because I didn't crawl all of them.
Oh, okay, perfect. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So like, yeah, so you can see all the data right here. This is really good to kind of assess like your internal linking strategy and what you might need to improve. And you can also identify like what might be hard for your users to like even navigate around your website. As a rule of thumb, you never want to have like 5 depths in, right? Like, or you never want to have 4 to 5 depths in. You really want to stick within the 1 to 3 depth range, because it just overall makes it easier for Google to crawl your website, get to those other pages on your website, but also makes it easier for navigation for your users. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. So again, this is just like a quick overview of this tool. There's a lot of stuff you can do with this tool. But I'm gonna send you this video. I'm actually gonna upload this video on YouTube, so I'll send it to you. And then also I am going to send you the stuff that you should use to proselytize. That's not a word, I'm making that up, but to create a process for yourself. So any additional questions? I know this call is about to end. Any questions?
No. I like the way you summarize it to me, so I knew it was a tool. I had to look into it, and now I see like the importance of technical SEO. Like all this, it's technical SEO.
Yeah.
So, but I have a question for you.
Sure.
Do you have, okay, if if people don't do technical SEO, can they be good at SEO
Yes,
still?
yes. Because all you need to be good at is if you be good at on page, like technical SEO is a thing that's gonna push your website, to the next step or the next phase, right? But it's not what's gonna make you the most money. What's gonna make you in terms of like you optimizing somebody's website, you trying to make money for a business. What's gonna make you the most money is the content strategy, the keyword research, attracting the right audience and making them convert. So you can still be good at SEO without doing technical SEO, just understanding the content aspect of everything, doing the on page. This is more so good to make sure that Google can reach all of your stuff, but
Yeah.
you can always outsource this. Like you can always
Yeah,
just
because I read it. I don't know if it was Neil or Muzz, but I think it was Neil that said that 90% of people usually like they don't need to worry too much about technical SEO. But
look.
sometimes, yeah,
I'll show you another process that's super easy. Just literally you don't even need to do this. Like I can show you a way easier process. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put that down for our next call, and because I have to get the tool to show you. But you ever heard of Semrush?
yes, I
All
have
right,
access to it and I used it a bit. Yes.
all right. So here's what we can do. Send me, if you can, send me access to your Semrush for next time,
Mhm.
and then we'll go through like an easy process. I'll show you how to like make this the simplest thing ever. Like how to make this so simple you'll never even need to use Screaming Frog.
Yes. But do you need to prepare for it or no?
No, no, I know how to do it.
Can we do Zoom and I'll let you control my
Yeah. Next, in the next call, you can give me your. I can control your stuff. I can do it for
yeah, the
you.
mouse, because I cannot like add you, but if you control my mouse,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
perfect.
Sure, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, but
Um,
yeah, perfect, cool.
all right, man. So
Oh, last question. Last
sure,
question.
sure.
Okay, what do you think about link building? Uh, and I know something like I have a feeling that most SEOs that says, "Oh, not good to do link building," but I feel like they are doing like the gray black hat methods, but they are just saying this just to.
Well, I here's the thing. I don't really do link building, if I'm being honest.
Okay,
And I do I get backlinks, but I don't do link building, right?
like reaching out to.
Reaching out to people and doing all that stuff. I focus on a user-centric approach.
Okay.
So creating content that people are gonna love, like resources, creating content that people like, just things that people are gonna love in general, and sharing it on social media, sharing it with people, and just like understanding how to do good on page to rank for that thing, and then building links naturally. That's the best way to get links, because then you don't have to worry about like spammy backlinks. You know what I mean? Like when you think about link building, let me tell you about it like this, or let me paint it to you like this. Link building is a liability.
Mm,
Creating resources is an asset.
mm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Link building is something that you can, like, the links that you get to your website you cannot control. You could get links from a website that they're probably like, they maybe like your content, but they're doing shady black hat tactics. And now because they're linking from their website to your website, Google's on you like, this website is like fishy. I wonder what's going on with this website, right? So just focus on creating good content that people are gonna love and that they will share. You will get social signals, engagement, and eventually good links, right?
But what do you say to people they want to hire you? I want to do some link building strategies. What do you say to them? You
I
as an
I
expert.
I tell them, look, we can do link, we can build links, but we can build links naturally. I don't do link building. Like I tell people that straight up. Like I'm not gonna do link building. I wouldn't take a job that's asking me to do link building. I wouldn't take a client that's asking me to do link building. In fact, just to give you like real world example, I got somebody approached me like, maybe maybe like a month ago about a project for backlinks, and they wanted to pay me $5,000 a month, and I turned it down because I didn't want to do link building. Like, I don't think link building is a solid way to spend your time. You know what I mean? And they only wanted to pay me $5,000 a month just for link building, and I said no. So
Okay,
it's a
cool.
matter of picking, understanding what's going to affect the long term. Because here's the thing, you can spend a bunch of time on links, and then if you spend a bunch of time on links and their traffic starts to drop in the long term, whose fault is it going to be? It's going to be your fault, right? So,
Because of an update? Yeah.
well, because of an update, or because Google found something fishy with the link, or
Mm,
there's a multitude of different reasons as to why that could happen. But you don't want to be that person. You want to be the guy who's continuing to focus on the users, providing the best experience possible, and then building a long-term organic strategy that's going to get the results that you're looking for.
okay, cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. So we're on the board for, I believe it's the 21st. Yes, the 21st is when we'll meet again.
Perfect.
And yeah, look, send me any questions through Loom, anything you have. Let me know. I'm here, man. Like 100%. Don't ever feel like you're annoying me or something. Like, bro, you paid your money for this. So whatever you need, just shoot me a message.
Okay, perfect.
All right,
Yeah,
man.
I'll do that for the upcoming weeks. Yeah, definitely.
For sure. All right, man. Talk to you next time. Later.
Later.